This is Ag Matters PM from the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network, brought to you by the Iowa Soybean Association. Your daily recap of the information that affects Iowa's farmers, producers, and consumers, right here in the heart of the heartland. With reports from our award-winning broadcast team of Dustin Hoffman, Riley Smith, and Mark Magnuson. Now, from the IARN studios in Des Moines, here's Mark Magnuson.
Hello and welcome into Ag Matters PM on the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network. I'm Mark Magnuson. Today is Thursday, January 18th, 2024, and we're so glad you can join us for today's show. In today's episode, I will have the latest Iowa Ag News headlines, also a new way to buy seed from GHX. But first, it's our closing market summary.
It's time now for the Ag Matters PM Closing Market Summary, your source for market analysis and settlement prices from the day's trade in Chicago, courtesy of the folks at agmarket.net.
At the end of another trading day, we are joined by Tyler Schau of agmarket.net. Tyler, we've had that bearish reaction in the ag marketplace ever since the bearish WASDE report came out on Friday. Did that continue today in the grains?
Started off a little bit bearish again today. We actually kind of traded down below, a lot of people are calling 440 on the March corn chart some major support. We went and traded down below that and actually found a little bit of support. We went clear as low as 436 3/4 and actually were able to kind of meander our way back up here to this 444 level today. So we're going to close around there. I'm not going to, throw out any invitations to a party saying that this thing is over and that the market's only going to move up from here, but felt like maybe there is some support there, some buying entered into the market. Beans are up, wheat's up. It's one of the first days in a long time I can tell you that all the grains are trading higher. So that's a start anyhow.
So we know the current situation with corn and soybeans based on what's happening in South America and kind of the overall numbers, but what is the current situation with the wheat marketplace?
Wheat, it's really the same story in our opinion as you've got with the other grains that's really causing havoc because U.S. Wheat is some of the most expensive in the world market, and we just can't catch any export business. Wheat exports, a lot like soybean exports, are lagging. Countries can find it elsewhere cheaper. And so it's just really put a squeeze on that market. Add to the fact that, the last few years, the Central Plains has been in a tremendous drought at about this time of the year. That drought is at least softening. They've been getting some rain here this fall. They've gotten some snow and some rain this winter. There was a little bit of concern about winter kill. Apparently that kind of left the market here yesterday. And so, you've just got a situation again where the leading into this crop coming out of dormancy, it looks like things are going to be okay. On top of some big crops elsewhere in the world, mainly Russia, it's just tough to find a lot of traction when they can beat us up so bad on export prices.
Also, what's the situation right now with the soybean products, the soybean meal and oil? Are those helping us out at all, or are they also adding to the pressure right now?
That's a tricky one. On Tuesday we got the NOPA crush report, and December was not only the highest December crushing numbers that we've ever seen. It was a record crush for any month ever. So, I mean, the crush is working. That renewable fuel, renewable diesel market is using up a lot of that oil. Uh, but the big problem that the meal market, well, the soybean complex has is South America. Last year, Argentina had a terrible soybean crop. They produced roughly half of what we were planning on or what we were expecting in December and January, and they came in about half of that. Remember, the majority of the soybeans get produced in Argentina get crushed into meal, and then that meal gets exported. So they're the primary exporter of soybean meal in the world. So when they had far less meal to export, a lot of that business came to the U.S. That drove a lot of the meal and the soybean prices. And now that the expectation is Argentina is going to have a crop, a lot of business is flowing back to them, and we're just seeing a lack of interest in U.S. products. So we're going to need that renewable diesel industry to really pick up. There's quite a few plants that have yet to come online. There's a few that have come online and have some struggles. There's one in Spiritwood, North Dakota, up in my neck of the woods that they're running, but they've had a lot of issues getting kind of going smoothly. So we need those outfits to get rolling, and that's going to help. I think it's something like 700 million uh, bushels is what they're going to use. Just the plants that are either recently opened or plan to open in the next year or two. So that's about the drop in export business that we saw from 21 to 23. So that'll soften that blow, but we need those plants to get up and going.
Let's switch over to the other side of the ag marketplace in the livestock complex. What did we see take place today?
Saw a strong day in the cattle complex. Feeders up $2.5 to $3. Fats up a couple bucks. We got a cattle on feed report coming out tomorrow. The expectation is for it to be somewhat bullish. That they're looking at placements at like 97, 98, 99% of the year prior. Remember, the January cattle on feed report we got last year was incredibly incredibly bullish. So if this report is bullish relative to that one, it says something. So I think there was some buying coming into the market based on that. We're kind of keeping our eye on that. Hogs have kind of traded both sides the last few days, trying to find a direction. The cold weather has definitely put a hamper on hog weights, but there's been a little bit of uptick in export business, so we'll have to kind of see how that shakes out.
And speaking of the cold weather, we recently had a great big storm make its way through the central plains and the central United States. Did that kind of, I guess, lead to the reaction you would think in the ag marketplace based on what we usually see take place in the cattle market, or was it anything different than you expect?
No, we put a little bit on the fat cattle and really the feeder cattle market. Just when you get feeding conditions where you've got the cold and you got the snow, gains are going to slow down. It's tough to get cattle to the market or to the slaughter plants and get them killed. So we definitely saw a little bit of a reaction. It was maybe a little bit muted, but it'll be interesting to see how that plays out as well. If it stays kind of an active winter for that region, it's just going to be harder to pack on pounds. So that's actually a good thing. We've been feeding cattle to where they're pretty heavy. Cheaper grain prices lead to heavier cattle, and so maybe Mother Nature slowing them down a little bit. While it might not be beneficial to the individual feeder, from the market's perspective, might be what we need to tack on a few dollars.
Tyler Schau of agmarket.net, our guest here today. Tyler, what is the best way for our viewers to use all of those great resources from agmarket.net?
Go to the website, agmarket.net. There's a contact us page. You can check to see if there's a broker in your area and reach out if you want more information from one of the brokers.
Tyler, thank you for the analysis here today. As always, appreciate it. Have a great rest of your week.
You bet. Take care, Mark.
Thank you to Tyler Schau of agmarket.net for our market summary. Let's turn now to the closing numbers, which can be found under the Markets tab on our website at iowaagnet.com.
March corn up 1 3/4 at $4.44 even. March soybeans up 7 3/4 at $12.13.5. March soybean meal up $2.60 at $3.6130. March soybean oil down 8 cents at $47.62. Chicago wheat up 3 even at $5.85.5. Minneapolis wheat up 7 3/4 at $6.88 even. Kansas City hard red wheat up 11 1/4 at $6.05 1/4, and March oats up 13 1/4 at $3.66 3/4. On the Merc, February live cattle up $1.72 at $174.82. March feeder cattle up $2.77 at $232.55. February lean hogs down 35 cents at 71.10. February pork cutout up 45 cents at 85.82. And Class 3 milk down 5 cents at 15.66.
That is our closing market coverage for today. It is time now to hear from our sponsor, the Iowa Soybean Association and the Soybean Checkoff. And when we come back, I will have the Iowa News headlines for you next.
Iowa Soybean Association is driven to deliver for Iowa's 40,000 soybean farmers. We're proud to provide objective agronomic research, a helping hand with soil and water stewardship, and timely industry news powered by the Soybean Checkoff. Learn more at iasoybeans.com.
You are watching Ag Matters PM on the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network, and it is time now for the Iowa Ag News headlines. Iowa Secretary of Agriculture Mike Naig today reminded farmers and landowners who planted cover crops this past fall to apply for the state's crop insurance discount program ahead of the Friday, January 26th deadline. Eligible Iowans can receive a $5 per acre discount on spring crop insurance premiums. To sign up, visit apply.cleanwateriowa.org. Now in its 7th year, this program, which is offered by the Iowa Department of Agriculture and Land Stewardship, has become a model for other states and even the federal government. To date, nearly 2,000 Iowa farmers have enrolled over 1 million acres of cover crops in the program. To qualify for the program, the cover crop acres cannot be enrolled in other state or United States Department of Agriculture, Natural Resources, Conservation Services cost share programs. The Crop Insurance Discount Program is jointly administered by the Iowa Department of Agriculture and Land Stewardship and the United States Department of Agriculture Risk Management Agency. The United Soybean Board on Wednesday released the 2023 Soy Sustainability Overview. The report outlines the partnerships formed through checkoff investment to drive innovation in sustainability. The advances include efforts to enhance sustainability in production agriculture and ongoing development of new soy-based products that provide cleaner alternatives for everything from rubber to plastic, adhesives, and lubricants. Iowa farmer April Hemis, who is chair of the Demand Action Team at USB, says, quote, U.S. soy farmers are proud of the important and growing role that they play in maximizing sustainability, not only in farming, but throughout industries and around the globe. The report covers sustainable food practices, renewable energy such as biodiesel, and other sustainability practices. The report also provides updates on checkoff-funded research projects that hold significant promise in advancing sustainability, both on the farm and through groundbreaking new uses for soy. For more information and to view the report, you can visit unitedsoybean.org. And finally, just because something has been done the same way for a long time doesn't necessarily mean it is the best way to perform that task. Sometimes an overhaul is needed and a new way of thinking or looking at a problem can deliver improved results. Christy Schrader is a GHX marketing manager with Syngenta, and she says that the GHX platform was designed to allow farmers to buy seed in a new way, by making sure that farmers can make the most informed decision possible and purchase seed that specifically conforms to their operation.
We're very excited to be launching GHX. We've been out in the market for nearly 2 years, and it's really about a new buying experience for our farmers. Our farmers have continued to buy seed the same way for decades due to games, gimmicks, price deadlines, really pushing them to make decisions prior to them having all the insights and information to make a sound decision for the upcoming planting season.
To make the best seed selection, Schrader says growers need to have as much information available as possible.
So what GHX does is it really provides key yield intelligence, also some financial foresights, as well as business connectivity to really help partner with that grower to optimize their yield potential.
What led to the creation of GHX? Was it farmers looking for a new way to buy seed, or was it the industry adapting to sell seed in a different way?
Well, it was both, right? We saw that farmers were being pressured to make decisions prior to having the information, as well as we saw that there was more opportunity to support the growers in the field to provide them the insights to make those decisions. And so what we created was truly the GHX model with max scripts.
To optimize yield potential, Schrader says that the goal of GHX is to align a grower with the right seed for their operation.
So max script is really ensuring that we have the right product on the right acre with the right population to optimize yield potential at one flat per acre pricing. And yes, you heard that right. Independent of population, it's flat per acre pricing.
Schrader says that farmer feedback has been very positive regarding GHX as more growers discover the platform. You can learn more by visiting ghxseeds.com. And that wraps up today's news headlines. It also brings us to the end of today's show. You can find all of our content on our website at iowaagnet.com. You can also follow us on Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn, and X. And you can find our video content and previous episodes of AM PM on our YouTube channel. Don't forget as well our free twice daily market podcast, which are found on Apple, Amazon, Google, Spotify, and Podbean. From the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network studios in Des Moines, I'm Mark Magnuson. On behalf of Riley Smith, Dustin Huffman, and Andy Peterson, we thank you for watching. This has been Ag Matters PM.
As you can see from the National Weather Service, mostly cloudy today, then a chance of snow, high expected 13 to 27. Tonight, heavy snow and areas of blowing snow, with the temperature range between 0 and 23 degrees. Snow and patchy blowing snow in the forecast for tomorrow, with highs expected 8 to 32. And now turning our attention to our affiliate weather map for tomorrow. Cherokee, snow and patchy blowing snow with a high expected around 8 degrees. Shenandoah, chance for snow and areas of blowing snow, high of around 12. Des Moines, snow and blowing snow, high of around 18. Albia, snow and patchy blowing snow, high of 25. Waterloo, heavy snow and patchy blowing snow with the temperature at 24. And Clinton, wintry mix and patchy blowing snow, high expected around 32.